deal with airplane peanuts?
From touring the country doing stand-up to having one of the biggest podcasts in the world, there's no denying Theo Von has slowly become one of the most popular comedians working today.
All that's in my feed is Shane Gillis clips, Theo Von clips.
From fellow comics to diehard fans, it seems like everyone loves talking about Theo.
The Legend of the Rat King.
Theo Von?
Theo's the man. We did Theoisms on the bus. Where I grew up, we had two muskrats that fought a squirrel, and they got paid $5 to let you watch it.
We used to, there used to be these kids in our high school that were like, they were the dirty kids, and they lived up on a hill, and they just didn't have...
Sounds like a Theo Von bit.
Supposedly, they probably were the Theo Von.
The dirty kids on that hill, man.
But they would get...
Me and Theo, I don't think I've laughed harder with an individual in my life.
And this video contains over 30 different comedians all discussing the Rat King.
Theo Von, he's got compilations on YouTube. He's so quick.
Starting off with Dan Soder and Nick Mullen.
All right, my guest today is a dinosaur. So why, you know, I saw stuff that you're like a big chicken or something.
Yeah, it's like, ah! And you go, okay.
Wow, yeah, wow. I don't even really think about it that way. Wow.
Man, I say like you're like kind of like a chicken, and I won't even go to Chick-fil-A because I respect you so much. And it's like, ah! And you're like, oh man, that's crazy. It's got 700 views, 700,000 views, and everyone's like, Theo needs to interview more dinosaurs. I would love to see him with a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
It's just like the Flintstones beginning where he slides down the neck. Theo Von. He is interviewing dinosaurs.
He should have. I would watch that. Honestly. I don't really watch podcasts, but if they had a
Theo interviewing a dinosaur?
Yeah, Theo interviewing a dinosaur.
Sign me the f up for that.
I consider you a good friend of mine. Yeah. I love you so much.
Hari.
What? Hari?
No, I said I love you.
No, you didn't.
Got it.
Now you just did.
I said it.
Okay, right? And so if I'm being real.
Yeah, me too.
If you got in a car accident, right, and let's say your shoulder blade got damaged, or you lost a toe situation.
Lost a couple inches of cuck, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just a
And
myth.
you were in the hospital. I would be the #1 guy in LA to frantically make phone calls, go tell me what hospital he's in, this, that, right?
And then what, though? You just smoke outside of the hospital or whatever?
Yeah, but I'd be there, dude.
That's true.
You'd hear me. Yeah. Gang! Outside, dude. Right?
That's the good thing about people like you and I. Like, if somebody thinks that they like us and they think they've made a connection with this person on the screen, when they're around us, it's legitimate because it was legitimate. You know what I mean? If Theo Von wasn't successful, he doesn't have a different story.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? It's the same story. He lived that story. That's why people gravitate to you, because there's nobody like you.
I saw Cat Williams at the Comedy Store one time. He was so fucking good. Like, and he was playing with the band and stuff like that. He's one of the greats.
Did you see him on Theo's podcast?
No.
Because he's kind of does a character, you know, and he's doing his thing. But Theo's so fucking funny. He breaks like 3 times. He just can't. He just can't.
Oh, really?
Because Theo's talking about black ducks. He goes, "You need to get you some black ducks." Dude,
Theo's
it's so
out of
funny.
his mind. He's the best.
He broke Cat like 4 times. Didn't
Really?
He?
Bro,
Yeah, it's
how
the
about
best.
when he was talking to the president and he was saying, "Man, that cocaine will turn you into a damn owl."
Have you seen on the porch turning a damn owl? I saw that. And Trump's all.
Trump's like, "What the?"
President
This kid's talking about cocaine.
At least Theo, he's got some cocaine jokes with Trump. Like
That
there's
was
some
that
moments.
was fun. That was super fun.
So, like at least he kept it funny. And
You
Theo,
never did cocaine, man, dude. Did you ever struggle, dude? No, I never touched this stuff. I'll tell you who I did touch. Just a list of names of women. No, he got to play it up. It was, I mean, you know, but that's for Theo is in that different atmosphere.
He really is.
He's like a conversationalist.
Chalamet. I mean, he's getting A-listers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's plugged into the Hollywood pipeline now.
Those pictures of the inauguration are crazy. It's like, yeah, we got everybody here. We got Joe Rogan and Jake Paul.
Jake Paul and Joe Rogan. What a combo.
Why
Theo?
Why is Theo at the
Theo
inauguration?
broke.
Yeah, he didn't know what president was 6 months ago.
Because
he told
he brought
Trump
blow
about
to the party.
Sizz. Yeah,
He's like, is that like the chairman of the board?
Why are all these people there? It shouldn't just be dignitaries.
It's
Who the f are these people?
It should be an African guy dressed like Lieutenant Worf.
I was a dignitary in my buddy's wedding. I married him off to a squirrel.
And then you saw the Paul brothers got into it with
Theo.
I thought it was a joke at first, but Theo really
Yeah,
he hopped on.
Classic bullying, dude. They fucked up his chair and had him fall.
Yeah, he was serious, bro.
Yeah, you'd be embarrassed. Imagine falling
Theo
at the
said
inauguration.
It didn't happen.
Huh?
Theo came back and said, "My bad." Turns out they didn't fuck with the chair.
But was he trolling? Or
I don't
he
think.
really
I think he
thought
was
they
serious.
were?
I have no idea. I didn't talk to him about it. I think he seemed serious.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Theo's
ready to
one of those
ride.
guys you never really know sometimes. right?
Yeah, you can't really tell, but that seemed serious.
Yeah, he seemed because it didn't seem like anything he was joking about.
No,
there was
I'm
no
s-
joke in none of the shit he was tweeting out.
Unless he sells a fight with them.
True.
Because he just goes and gets knocked out by the Paul brothers.
I was ready to ride against the Paul brothers.
Hey, that's one way he could be selling that fight.
Maybe
though.
he
Yeah,
sells just
start
getting
beef
knocked
from
out in a
chair.
couple months.
That'd be so sick.
You see Theo Von, his chair broke?
I saw that afterward online.
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
wasn't
didn't
on
know
TV?
Theo was there. I just thought, I was sitting there going, I wonder all those suckers that were going for Kamala Harris, if they invited them, if they would go. They wouldn't give a f. They'd walk over Kamala Harris just to be in the spotlight. That's how those people are. They don't give a f. They weren't serious. Their lives are still going. Their houses burnt down. They're happy. You know what I'm saying? Their lives are still going. They don't give a f.
I mean, comedians helped win the election, I feel like.
Yeah, podcast.
Schultz, Theo, and Rogan. I mean, those were
Right.
huge.
Yeah, and the amount of arenas, Jerry.
Right.
My God, arenas.
I wonder if Theo will host SNL.
Oh, yeah, that feels like a lot.
Kind of surprising.
He's huge.
Huge, Jerry.
Yeah, that is weird. I guess there's not much footage of him being... Well, he's in a movie, and there's no footage of Nate being a sketch guy.
Yeah,
and he
I don't know.
killed it. He's killed it at George Washington.
What an intro.
It is.
This is Charlie.
Hi, Charlie. Charlie's listening to a totally different podcast right now.
Charlie's listening to Theo Von right now.
Yeah, man, my principal was a raccoon, man.
No, he wasn't, Theo. No, he wasn't.
It's
That
tough.
don't go down, get it down there, boy. I hate that shit. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, my uncles sound like
You
that.
can't be, a lawyer has to talk like that.
Yes, yeah,
Like,
I
oh,
do
yeah.
declare, Your Honor, my client did not rape that koala or whatever it is, you know? Now I'm doing Theo's act. But yeah,
dude.
it's a
we had a
wild
dude
accent.
that used to fucking capture koalas, dude. He'd them in front of the town. He'd them right in front of the whole town, dude.
Write this down, Theo. He gets his new material, but yeah.
Who's the guy, the first mermaid-human relationship, a la Little Mermaid? Who's the first guy? Is it Brad Pitt? Is it Elon Musk? Is it Theo Von? Who is it? Who's the first? Theo does feel like a guy that would be like have a relationship with a mermaid. Who's like, these fish people, man. I just they're down there, we're up here. We're just trying to figure it out. My principal was a mermaid in elementary school.
I think he's brilliant. I love that guy.
I love him to death, dude. My dad. He
Oh,
does-
we got high and did those. We did Theoisms on the bus. Shit, where I grew up, we had two muskrats that fought a squirrel, and they got paid $5 to let you watch it. He had a hat made out of tin. That guy was crazy. We got struck by lightning twice.
Get out, bro. My dude, this is crazy, man. My brother-in-law, and I didn't even have a sister, but this dude I knew next door to me, he used to eat scrap metal for dinner. For real. They'd heat it up. Like his logic is illogical. That's why it's perfect.
Oh, look who was there. Stupid Theo. Our buddy Theo went to that game. Look at him. Hey, man. That's hey, cool. Caitlin. There was this one time that I had a basketball stuck in my ribs, and I had to go to a vet. Because the only doctor was actually a spaceman.
I knew a woman in the neighborhood. She accidentally swallowed a basketball. Everyone thought she was pregnant, and her mother took her to the hospital. And they just said, "She's not having a baby. She's throwing up a basketball." It was like,
I knew a pregnant girl in 5th grade. She went to my school.
Yeah, dude, my dad used to live inside of a water tower, dude. He'd swim to the top like every morning for air, just go back down, have babies, dude.
That's
we were
pretty
born,
good.
yeah, no.
So far, we've seen dozens of Theo Von impressions and reactions, but hit the like button right now because we're only halfway done with this video.
Do you
tell
on
them?
every single podcast, do you test people to see if they know if you're Korean or not?
Yeah, because it really shows their interest in my life. Like Theo Von still doesn't know that I'm Korean.
I said that was a very funny episode.
Yeah, and
That's what I'm
he still.
referring to.
If I called him right now, he still doesn't know that I'm Korean. It really upsets him.
What does he think you are?
Scottish. Chinese, man. You're Chinese, man. Right? I'm like, no, I'm not Chinese. What are you? Man? I don't know, man. I like everyone the same. That's always thing. It's like memorize.
I know you're Korean.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. Go ahead. No.
Only because the way her brain thinks is so bizarre.
Like Theo?
Honestly, yeah. Like Theo, I got to be honest with you. I could do this for days, but I was at ground zero when Theo started becoming Theo. Like meaning like when everyone started realizing how funny he was, I was there like, I want to say 2 years before. It was when we did Reality Bites Back with Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, me, Amy Schumer, and Chris Fairbanks, each of us were like, there's something special about this dude.
Special is right.
Like the way his brain works is so off center.
Yeah.
That you couldn't help but go, honestly, like, is it a bit or is it him? Like you could like, and then you're like,
I think they've blended.
I think he stifled a lot of his personality earlier in his career, in his life. But I think now he's who he is. I think he's brilliant.
If you mix the Theo Von story with your story, Theo's great.
I love Theo, man.
Yeah, he used to record out of here. That's
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
man. He's great, man. We go way back. That's another guy.
Really?
Yeah, we go way back.
Well, I mean, it's probably so cool to see the people that you were really close with and watch them have their big pop.
Yeah.
And whether it's before you or after you, it's cool to just watch.
I remember when Theo first started going on stage at the Laugh Factory too.
Wow, really?
You know, he's a story guy, but I remember him going up at the factory, and I'm just be like, that's the guy for the real world, right? Like,
yeah.
I remember seeing that. You know,
yeah,
and then,
I saw him on Last Comic Standing years and years ago. And he still had the funny kind of like Southern point of view on life, but but once he tapped in and found what his lane was, it was just unstoppable.
Yeah, he's beautiful to watch.
He's awesome.
I love that guy.
Like,
I love all those guys.
Yeah.
I love all of them.
Theo Von was,
House Rules.
Yeah, he was on some MTV show, right? And then he started doing stand-up, and we were kind of like, why is this guy doing? And then he became, you're very much like that, where it's like a guy that, you're from Jackass, and it's like, you did it, and you put in the work. That's the thing. It's hard. You know how hard it is, stand-up. And when you're one of those guys that you're an actor and you do it once in a while, it just doesn't sit well with me. But when somebody goes, I know that this is a completely different craft and I'm going to put in the work, then I can gain a respect. Because I'm sure you had some suffering when you started doing stand-up. You know what I mean? How hard it was.
I had a great time on the Theo Von thing. I don't know what the happened with that.
I don't know either.
I left that. We had a good time. I showed him my truck. We had a great time.
I thought you guys had a great time. I thought it was a great interview. I think you were not you, and he was not him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'll do his podcast again. And the thing about it is I understand his vibe more.
Yeah.
So it's just
his
like
vibe
anything.
is tough to gel with. Like if you're completely in the dark of what you're doing, it takes you a second to double dutch into it.
He's one of my favorite comics.
Dude, he is.
Yeah, I don't
so
got it.
Fucking
So
funny.
like, people like to take a little thing and then gas it up and make it something else, and then it becomes like, that's all they're doing.
It's worth noting, and I don't remember if I told you this. There are people that get requested often because I improvise and play so much on this. People feel
Who
like
are the top 3 requested people if you have
that haven't been on.
Correct.
Well, it's Theo Von, because he's a big podcaster.
Theo Von.
And Tim Dillon. They're both big
I don't know
podcasters.
these guys. They're podcasters.
Yeah, so in the podcast
Very
world,
funny, I'm assuming both of them.
Yes.
Got it.
But in the podcast world, they love podcasters.
Oh, great.
So those two are the biggest.
Let me just say one last thing. And I get it. I get what people are saying. If he's so mad. Theo Von's dad was what, 70?
Yeah.
Right? And his mom was in the mid-20s or whatever. If they hadn't had a baby, there would be no Theo Von. In fact, I think you get a Theo Von when you have old sperm and young. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like a chemistry class.
But as someone who comes from...
You too!
I know.
And I look at someone like Theo Von. Do you know Theo Von?
Killer.
I love Theo.
Me too. We tried to cast him in an animated show. We did a show called.
Luck.
Well, this was years ago. It was called Hoops.
Theo, there's so much you could share about Theo. I choose sometimes not to, only out of respect for I don't want to be in a clip about Theo.
Yeah.
But all I will say is he hears a drum no one else hears, and he does his own thing, and he has done things that if I told you right now, nothing bad, but just being a real artist, where he doesn't feel it, and he does his own thing, where you'd go, are you You kidding me?
But Theo Vaughn did a couple of Monday night.
Theo Vaughn did. He did. Well, the college football.
College football. That was it.
Oh, he ripped it up on there. You do need a character, right? Because
Yeah.
Theo's actually from Burbank, so which is the crazy part. The accent's all put on.
I don't care for comics.
It's a hairpiece, I heard too.
It's a hairpiece.
Oh, really?
We've all got hairpieces at some point.
These character comics, I don't get it.
I don't get it. Well, we'll take a break and we'll see if you do get it, Mark.
Just be yourself. you know?
Okay. Well, sometimes mixing it up is the way to break through. You know.
Very strange.
Sometimes no one's with you as yourself, and you got to take some chances. We're having a good time.
I kind of look like a third string quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, like that's kind of what I look like.
The CTE
Yeah,
is
we're
at
like
its height.
like I'm the guy. Like they the two other quarterbacks get hurt, and then they zoom into me sitting on the bench. I'm like this.
You know,
like way to go.
one eye's just dead. One eye's dead.
Yeah, like I like run onto the field. I don't have my jersey
Also,
on.
you remind me of like so many people I grew up with. So I think when you're like more familiar with someone than you realize you actually are.
Yes.
It's like it's like slapping someone's ass when you're
Yes.
like, oh wait,
Yes.
we're not cool like that.
Yeah, like Theo Vaughn once said it best about me. He goes, Chris, like you look like a friendly deaf guy. That's what he said.
The king is back.
Oh, that's from Theo Vaughn. Oh, that's nice. Now there's somebody that's like somebody's number one podcast. That's fine. That's who he can be your number one. And then me, like 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, at the store last night, they were like, give me like, you know what I mean? They wanted to say ching chong.
Oh.
Yeah. And guess what, dude? You know what I want to tell them? If Theo is the Beatles, I'm definitely Yoko Ono. Right? I'm a part of the, you know what I mean? Like I'm a part of the ecosystem of the Beatles or whatever, right? But they looked at Yoko and went, ew, like, are you a part of it? You're just a fan, right? I'm like, we're friends, you know what I mean?
You're at least Chingo Star.
Yeah, Chingo Star, dude, right?
If you enjoyed this video or even watched this video, honestly, please consider moving your mouse over to the subscribe button right now and then just press it. Here at Joke World, we're basically building a platform that's the equivalent of SportsCenter but for comedy, so you can stay up to date with all your favorite comedians by watching our weekly news show, or just see all the best highlights by watching compilations like this. Basically, if you love comedy, you should be subscribed to Joke World. It's that simple. We post new comedy updates every single day, and if you're here right now and you're like, obviously I'm subscribed to the channel, I love comedy, I want up-to-date news with all my favorite comedians and podcasts, shut up, just get to the free sticker part. That's where we're at right now. This is the end screen for you. Free Joke World stickers, the link is in the description below, or just send us a message on Instagram and we'll be sure to get these over in the snail mail within 2 to 3 weeks. Thanks for watching.